Lees-Galloway.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Labor Party is always keen to grab an extra call when we get the opportunity, and to talk about the government's the budget and the government's appropriations, and frankly about what this government is not prepared to do. And what it's not prepared to do is follow the good advice from the OECD that says that New Zealand has the greatest level of inequality at any point in its history, that it has greater levels of inequality than most OECD nations, and that it is failing to implement the policies that would not only grow our economy, get our economy out of the two-speed situation that it's in at the moment, but also reduce the inequalities between the very rich and the very poor that we are seeing growing day by day under this national government. And the kinds of things that this government is refusing to do are exactly the things that the OECD thinks we should do. We should have a capital gains tax. Capital gains tax to achieve two different things. One, to ensure that investment in New Zealand is placed into the productive economy, that we don't have incentives in our tax system for investors to chase the speculative dollar in the rental property market. At the moment, we have far too much money invested in the rental property market. That drives up prices. That keeps young New Zealanders out of the housing market. That's making houses more and more unaffordable across the country, but particularly in Auckland. And it means that we have the investment money that is going into those rental properties is not going into the productive job-creating sector. And that's what we should be encouraging investments in New Zealand. But the government refuses to, because it knows that its vested interests already have their money tied up in the rental property, and they want to make their tax-free profits off the New Zealanders who have to rent their properties, New Zealanders who can't afford to buy a home of their own, who are stuck in the rental trap, and who's making money off that? The National Party's mates who are getting away with it tax-free and scot-free. And so we agree in the Labor Party. We agree with the OECD when they say that we should be implementing a capital gains tax. But we should be doing more, and that government should be doing more to grow jobs in New Zealand. And this is where Labor has a plan, and the National Party clearly does not have a plan. Because what Labor would do is we would reduce structural costs in the economy, like the cost of electricity. We want to bring down the cost of electricity, redistribute those super profits that the electricity companies have been making for years, and give those profits back not only to New Zealand households, because that's important, that New Zealand households get a break and get a bit more money in their back pocket, but to New Zealand businesses as well, particularly New Zealand small businesses and start-up businesses who need to reduce their costs as much as possible so that they can get on their feet and become viable and profitable and long-lasting, so that they can become job creators as well. So Labor wants to return about $450 million a year back into the New Zealand economy, money that's being taken out of the economy from unjustified profits for the electricity generators. That has been independently assessed to be able to create about 5,000 jobs in the economy. National talks a lot about creating jobs, but it never delivers. It never delivers. The Labor Party has policies that will deliver jobs for New Zealand. We want to get the price of houses down by implementing a housing building program in Auckland and in other parts of the country. That not only makes things easier for New Zealand households, for hard-earning Kiwis who are trying to get on the property ladder, but it also creates a demand for skilled tradespeople, creating jobs for them as well, sir. That's what we need in this country, and that's what this budget should have delivered. A hands-on approach to real job creation, not magic numbers that the government can't deliver. 170,000 jobs the government keeps telling us that it can deliver, but we've never seen them. And every year it keeps predicting that these jobs are going to come, but it never shows us a policy that is actually going to deliver them. Sir, we think that the New Zealand government, a Labor-led New Zealand government, should follow the orthodox practices that are being implemented by countries around the world, including a capital gains tax and including a greater emphasis on the exchange rate, sir, so that we can again make the business costs more predictable for our small and start-up businesses, sir. That is what the government should be doing, and that is what Labour will deliver when we're elected at the next election.
Mr. Speaker.
Jonathan Young.
Mr. Speaker, what rubbish. What